Imagine stumbling across 14,000 pairs of jeans and 1,400 watches all in one place. Sounds like a wild shopping spree, right? But what if I told you that this was the starting point of a puzzling murder investigation? Picture this, a warehouse brimming with denim and timepieces. An odd mix, wouldn't you agree? This is no ordinary warehouse, and these aren't your average sale items. This massive find is the first clue in a mysterious murder investigation that's about to send shockwaves through the crime world. The sheer scale of the discovery is staggering. Yet it's the peculiar combination that truly baffles. Why jeans? Why watches? What connects these seemingly unrelated items to a grim crime scene? These are the questions that set the stage for an investigation that promises to be anything but ordinary. And so, with a warehouse full of jeans and watches, the investigation began. As detectives delved deeper into the case, each piece of denim and every ticking hand revealed a new clue. The investigation was a massive undertaking, a labyrinth of 14,000 pairs of jeans and 1,400 watches. These weren't just everyday items, they were the keys to unlocking a mystery that had left everyone baffled. The sheer volume of these items was a daunting challenge. Imagine a sea of denim, a constellation of timepieces, each with its own tale to tell. The investigators were not just dealing with a crime scene, they were dealing with a jigsaw puzzle on an epic scale. The task was not just to find clues, but to piece together a narrative from fragments of evidence scattered across a vast canvas. The initial phase of the investigation focused on the jeans. Each pair was meticulously examined, with the investigators looking for anything out of the ordinary. A stray thread, a missing button, a tiny stain, anything that could potentially lead them closer to the truth. Every piece of denim was treated as a potential treasure trove of clues. The watches added another layer of complexity. Each timepiece was a ticking testament to time, to moments that had passed and moments yet to come. The investigators carefully analyzed each watch, looking for any signs of tampering, any hidden compartments, any anomalies that could point towards the perpetrator. Slowly but surely, the clues began to emerge. A smudge of dirt on a pair of jeans that matched the soil type from a specific location. A watch with a cracked glass that suggested a struggle. Every discovery was a piece of the puzzle, bringing the investigators one step closer to the truth. The process was painstaking, but the detectives were relentless. They knew that the answers were hidden within the sea of denim and the constellation of watches. They just had to find them. But the real breakthrough came from a place they least expected. In the world of crime investigation, sometimes the smallest detail can crack the case wide open. Our story takes a pivotal turn at this juncture. A breakthrough, as unexpected as it was significant, emerged from the seemingly innocuous items hoarded by our victim. 14,000 pairs of jeans and 1,400 watches. A strange collection, one might think. But was there more to this than meets the eye? The breakthrough came when investigators discovered a hidden pattern. The jeans weren't just collected, they were meticulously catalogued, each pair marked with a date, a place, and a cryptic set of initials. The watches, too, held their secrets. Each timepiece stopped at a specific time, a silent testament to some unknown event. This wasn't just a collection, it was a coded diary, a record of the victim's secret life. The realization changed the direction of the investigation dramatically. The victim was no longer just a random target, but someone with a hidden past and potentially dangerous secrets. The cryptic initials led the investigators to a list of potential suspects, individuals who were more than just acquaintances of the victim. They were part of his secret life, part of the story told by the jeans and watches, each one now a potential suspect in a murder investigation. The pattern in the jeans and watches also revealed a timeline, a chronological sequence of events that the victim had been tracking. What were these events? Who were the people associated with the initials? And most importantly, was the answer to the victim's murder hidden amongst these clues? The investigation was no longer just about finding a killer. It was about unraveling a mystery, decoding a secret life, and exposing a network of hidden relationships. It was about finding the truth hidden in 14,000 pairs of jeans and 1,400 watches. Suddenly, what seemed like a bizarre case of hoarding became a complex web of deceit and murder. Just when the investigators thought they had seen everything, the case took an even more shocking turn. In the heart of the investigation, a revelation surfaced that sent ripples through the entire team. Buried deep within the intricate web of 14,000 genes and 1,400 watches lay an enigma that would add another layer of complexity to the case. The investigators, initially baffled by the sheer number of genes and watches, had been working tirelessly to find a connection. What they discovered, however, was something none of them had anticipated. The genes and watches weren't merely a collection or a hoard, they were meticulously arranged, each item a coded piece of a larger puzzle. As the team dug deeper, they began to unravel a coded language hidden within the genes and watches. Each gene, with its own unique wear and tear, represented a different letter of the alphabet. The watches, on the other hand, with their varying designs and brands, represented numbers. Together they formed a cryptic message that had been hiding in plain sight. This revelation was a game changer. Suddenly the investigation was no longer just about a murder, it was about deciphering a coded message that could potentially lead them to the killer. The team found themselves in a race against time, decoding the message while trying to prevent another potential crime. This shocking revelation also had a profound impact on the investigators themselves. They were no longer simply investigators, but had become code breakers, each one driven by a newfound sense of purpose and urgency. The case had turned into a complex puzzle, and the team was more determined than ever to solve it. The revelation also shed light on the meticulous and cunning nature of the killer. The fact that they had created such an elaborate code indicated a high level of intelligence and planning. This realization made the investigators even more cautious and meticulous in their approach. And with this revelation, the final pieces of the puzzle fell into place. As the final pieces of the puzzle clicked into place, the full picture of this twisted tale came into view. The climax of our story, like a riptide, pulls us into the depths of this heinous crime. The investigation's outcome, a crescendo of weeks of painstaking work, finally reveals the true face of our perpetrator, the one who cleverly used 14,000 pairs of jeans and 1,400 watches as an elaborate smokescreen for their ill deeds. The murderer, a master of deception, had hidden the evidence in plain sight. The jeans, each meticulously altered, and the watches, each with its unique quirk, were not mere commodities. They were a labyrinth of confusion, designed to divert attention from the real crime. But the relentless pursuit of truth by the investigators ultimately unraveled this complex web. The murder was committed with chilling precision, the killer leaving no stone unturned in their bid to avoid capture. They used the sheer volume of the jeans and watches to their advantage. Each item was a potential hiding place, a potential alibi. The audacity of this strategy was matched only by its effectiveness. The investigators had initially been overwhelmed, the enormity of the task at hand threatening to derail their efforts, but it was the killer's arrogance that proved to be their downfall. Their belief that the investigators would never look beyond the surface led them to make a fatal mistake. The murder weapon, a uniquely engraved watch, was hidden amongst the sea of timepieces. Its inscription, a cryptic message, was the final piece of the puzzle that led them to the killer. The perpetrator, a trusted friend of the victim, was finally apprehended. Their motive, a toxic blend of envy and greed, had driven them to commit the unthinkable. They had believed that their cleverly woven web of deception would protect them, but they had underestimated the relentless pursuit of justice. In the end, 14,000 pairs of jeans and 1,400 watches were more than just numbers. They were the key to solving a murder. In the world of crime, nothing is ever as it seems. In this perplexing tale, what began as a simple case of theft morphed into a tangled web of deceit and murder. 14,000 pairs of jeans and 1,400 watches were only the beginning. They were the breadcrumbs that led investigators on a journey through a labyrinth of lies. Each piece of evidence, each clue, each revelation served as a stepping stone, leading to a final, shocking truth. The case was not merely about stolen goods, but a meticulously planned crime, a masterful play of misdirection. This story reminds us that even the most ordinary items can hold extraordinary secrets. It emphasizes the importance of perseverance in the face of complexity and the power of deduction. It proves that in the world of crime, every detail matters. And so, a story that began with 14,000 pairs of jeans and 1,400 watches ends, leaving us with a chilling reminder that sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.